The newsday continues here on One News Now. I'm Riza Diaz. President Bongbong Marcos and the Prime Minister of Timor-Leste may tackle Congressman Arnie Teves's denied request for political asylum. That's according to House Speaker Martin Romualdez. Marcos Jr. and Timor-Leste Prime Minister Tormatan Ruac will have a bilateral meeting today at the sidelines of the 42nd ASEAN Summit in Indonesia. Romualdez noted, however, that the president is unlikely to ask the leader of Timor-Leste to hand over Teves to the Philippine government.
I don't think the President Marcos would make any insistence. I wouldn't be surprised if he not just acknowledge and thank the Timor-Leste leader on the actions taken by his government because it is the right course of action. But President Marcos is one who is very, very respectful of protocols and processes.
The Foreign Affairs Department earlier said that Timor-Leste rejected Teves's application for political asylum, giving him 5 days to leave the country. Romualdez reiterated his call for the suspended congressman to face the allegation of masterminding the killing of former Governor Roel Degamo.
Sumuwi ka na kasi alam ng lahat na may mga aligasyon na harapin mo na lang because yung sinasabi natin kahapon or the other day when we met with the party leaders, yung sinasabi mga the rights, the privileges, and the immunities of a congressman is for the discharge, for the legislative functions that he has to make sure that he can perform as a legislator in the service of his constituents. Those rights, those privileges, and those immunities are not meant for congressmen to use it to evade or to avoid, justice. So, Congressman Arnie Teves, umuwi ka na.
The Justice Department is eyeing to request the cancellation of the passport of suspended Congressman Arnie Teves to prevent him from flying to another country. Teves is currently in Timor-Leste, where his asylum application has been denied. The DOJ says Teves has 2 passports. One, his regular passport, which the agency is eyeing to cancel. The other is his diplomatic passport, which Secretary Boying Remulla says Teves should not be using because he is suspended. Remulla said the DOJ also received information that Teves has a 3rd passport that they refer to as the Cote Golden Passport. The Justice Department, or the Justice Secretary rather, says that even if Teves leaves Timor-Leste, he is already in the radar of the Global Police Network, Interpol.
They cannot keep his whereabouts secret anymore since there is already an Interpol notice about his movements. What's happening now is that we are informed of his movements by all jurisdictions.
President Bongbong Marcos encourages ASEAN member states to support small businesses and business owners. Speaking to the ASEAN Business Advisory Council, Marcos underscored the crucial role of the informal business sector to all countries. These so-called nano-businesses include home-based businesses, makeup artists, vulcanizers, vendors, and writers, among others. Marcos says such nano-businesses are not given much attention as support is currently focused on micro, small, medium enterprises or MSMEs. The chief executive believes supporting the growth of nano-businesses is also the key to economic growth. On the sidelines of the 42nd ASEAN Summit, Marcos met with Vietnamese Prime Minister Pham Minh Chi. The 2 leaders agreed to strengthen and expand their cooperation in terms of commerce, agriculture, and tourism. Meanwhile, President Marcos has also urged ASEAN member states to take decisive actions on geopolitical issues in the region. The president says member states should also take responsive actions when dealing with issues faced by the region.
It is imperative that we be decisive. It is imperative that we be responsive. Today, ASEAN faces a complex geopolitical environment which includes rivalries amongst great powers, climate change, technological disruptions, amongst others. ASEAN itself is not immune to its own challenges as we continue to navigate through our differences in the region towards a general consensus of action.
Marcos adds that ASEAN countries must strive to improve and prioritize its future.
The ASEAN of today must be better than the ASEAN of yesterday. For ASEAN to succeed, ASEAN must be the master of its future.
We'll be back with more stories after the break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Riza Diaz. Online payment platform GCash clarifies that fraudsters were behind the anomalous transactions that hit some users earlier this week. GCash says the unauthorized transactions that saw some users' accounts depleted was a phishing scheme, not an incident of hacking or a scam. GCash says it found a link that was sent out to several users when it examined the fraudster's account's activity log. The fraudster phished information from customers who clicked on the link.
Kaya naman po nasabi natin na may phishing, meron po tayong mga logs ng mga activities. At dyan po sa fraudster na yan, ang nangyari is that nakita natin may request siya to link itong mga account ng ating mga users at ang OTP po nila ay na-compromise at ito po ay na-phish nung ating fraudster.
GCash said it was able to immediately rectify the issue and return the amount that had been deducted from users. The company also assured that the safety measures in place were sufficient and that it continues to invest in new security tech.
Ang unang aksyon na ginawa natin is to ensure protection of customer assets. Unfortunately, sa ibang tao, medyo aberya yon ginawa natin, pero yun po yung ating proseso, no? Pangalawa, GCash ay safe po dahil we continue to invest sa mga safety mechanisms at technology.
Filipino athletes continue to capture medals for the Philippines at the 32nd Southeast Asian Games. Gilas Pilipinas women opened their three-peat bid with a 114-54 win over host country Cambodia. The Philippines is next scheduled to clash with Singapore later today. Nesty Pitesio and her brother Norland punched tickets to their respective final matches. Nesty outshone Cambodia in the women's featherweight class. Joseph Arcilla made history as he brings home the country's first ever gold in men's soft tennis singles. Cebol's Valorant team bagged a bronze medal after sweeping Vietnam with ease in the medal match. Now, as of 5 in the morning, the Philippines is on the 6th spot in the SEA Games medal tally. Vietnam is leading with 50 gold medals, followed by Cambodia, Thailand, Indonesia, and Singapore. And those are the top stories of the hour. Join us again at 9:45 in the morning as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. I'm Riza Diaz. We are One News. All sides, all the time.